Have you ever had a session where it seemed like your players had a tough time just getting one thing done? Well, maybe your pacing's a little bit off, and here are some tips that might be able to help you.
Hey, Rodeo Randy is currently on sale at Storyteller's Vault. Link up above and down below.
Disclaimer, all of this is my opinion. If you have any ideas on how to better pacing in people's games, please leave a comment down below. Be on the lookout for looping plans. This is when your players are in a planning stage or in an argument and they just keep looping back to the same arguments over and over. How I typically resolve this is I'll stop my players and say, okay, let's just have a show of hands. Who wants to do this? Who wants to do that? And then we usually can go forward. If we have ties, sometimes I'll step in, but usually one person from either side will switch allegiances so that stuff can get done. Keep on the lookout for combats with foregone conclusions. This could mean that the players are very likely to win or very likely to lose. As a GM, you should be aware of how much damage the players and the NPCs are doing to each other. If the NPCs are rarely hitting the players and the players are doing a ton of damage to the NPCs, but the NPCs are just too numerous to take out in one round, it might be that your combat is a big grind. To alleviate this, you might want to just have the enemy surrender, or maybe cut to the final enemy being slain by the players. I would only do the players killing the last enemy if your players agree that they know this is a foregone conclusion. On the other hand, if it's a foregone conclusion that the enemy is going to win against the PCs, you might want to give the PCs an out. Maybe the enemy says, okay, surrender and we will be kind to you, or maybe there's an escape route that the players can take. In general, we are looking to make sure that a scene isn't going on for far too long and overstaying its welcome. The main sign that a scene is going on for too long is when players tune out of the session. You can usually tell when they're on their phones or if they are not participating in the conversation. The goal is to get to the next important scene, because if you do that, your plot is progressing. And by this, I do mean an important scene. If your players are planning for too long, don't have them just be ambushed by a random group of mooks. This isn't going to be important. This is going to just be a slog for them to go through before they start fighting again about what to do next. I had a lot of trouble myself when I was running the Rodeo Randy stream for Dork Tales because I had trouble setting the pace. And when you're running an actual play, pace is really important. Within the first 20 minutes, if the players haven't gotten to anything important, you lose a lot of your audience. You probably don't have the luxury of recording your sessions, so you're going to have to ask your players whether they felt any of the scenes were slowing down at all. Some players are fine with you asking this question in the middle of a scene because they want to get to the action as well. If you found this video helpful at all, do some of the YouTube things that help this channel grow. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Shout out to our patrons for supporting the channel.